in this episode I'm going to show you how to select multiple items from a list view using context action bar and how to delete multiple items from a list view using the contextual action mode. So start a new Android application project. So the first thing is we need a list view on the activity main.xml file. So first I'm going to create a list view here. So add a list view. Provide an ID for this list view. I name it as list view. Now provide the layout for this list view. Android layout width. It is match parent. And now set the height. Android layout height. I make it as wrap content. Okay. So now a list view is available on the activity main.xml file. Now go to main activity.java file. So first I need an object of list view here. So start an object of list view. I name it as list view. Okay. So for initializing this list view and adding elements to this list view, we need an array adapter object. Also we need an object of array list. So first I need an array adapter object of string type. I name it as adapter. Okay. Now we need an object of array list. So array list of string type. I name it as list equal to new array list. Okay. So now we need to initialize the list view object. So list view equal to find viewPyId method. Find viewPyId or dot id dot, yeah, this one, list view. So these are all objects, so we need to cast it into corresponding class. So cast it into list view. Okay. Now we have to initialize, we have to add some items into the array list. So list dot add. I add some element 1. List dot add. Second element is 2. Again add some element, add. Third element is 3. Okay, again add one more element, add 4. One more element is needed, and list dot add 5. Okay, that's fine. I just add 5 strings to this list. Okay, now we need to add this list of items into the array adapter. So we have to initialize that particular array adapter. So adapter equal to new array adapter. First provide context. I make it as this. Now you need to provide the resource for this array adapter. I get it from the Android dot r dot layout dot symbol list item 1. Okay, finally you have to provide the object of the list. Here the object is list. Okay, now we successfully add that particular list into this adapter. Now we have to attach this adapter into the list view. So list view dot set adapter and pass the adapter object. Okay, now we successfully got all the requirements for displaying a list view that contain some 5 elements 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so now we need to display a context action bar whenever user perform a long click on any of these item, and user can able to select multiple items from this list view, and you can able to delete more than one item at a time using the contextual action mode. So now we have to create some menu XML. So go to the menu folder and right click that folder and create a new Android XML file. Okay, I name the file as my context. I name it as my context menu. Okay, we got a root element menu and click finish. Go to the XML version of this file. So now here you need to add some items into this menu. So I add an item element. First provide an ID for this item, Android ID plus ID. I name it as delete ID. Okay, now I need to provide some title for this item. So Android title delete items. Okay, now I need to set some icon for this item. I already add an icon into the drawable folder called this icon, IC action discard. This is a delete icon. Okay, now I am going to set that particular icon for this item. So Android icon, it is available on drawable folder, so use the @ symbol and select the drawable folder, and the icon name is IC action discard. Okay, so now I create an XML file for displaying the menu, context menu. So now again go to main activity.java file. So now we need to make the list view is available for selecting multiple options, that means multiple selection. For that we have to set some choice mode on this list view. So list view dot set choice mode, this method set choice mode, and select the choice mode list view dot, there is a mode called this one, choice mode multiple model. Choose this option. Okay, so now this list view is available for multiple selection. That means you can select multiple items at a time from this list view. So now you have to create some listener for whenever user select multiple items. So list view dot set this method multi-choice mode listener, new, choose this option. Now you got some override methods. Here you need to import some package. I import the package, and finally this is some anonymous inner type, so here you need to put a semicolon. Okay, so now here in this method set multi-choice mode listener, you got some override method called on prepare action mode, on destroy action mode, on create action mode, on action item change clicked, and finally on item checked state changed. Okay, so the first three methods are familiar to you because these three methods are for working with the Android context menu. So whenever user perform a long click on any item on the list view, this method, the on create action mode method, will invoke. So you can inflate the menu XML file from this method, or you can display the action mode, you can display the contextual action bar from this method, and after calling this method the system will automatically invoke this method on prepare action mode. And finally when user finish the action mode, or when user click the done button on the action bar, this method will invoke on destroy action mode. Okay, so there are two other methods are available on action item click. This is also available with the Android contextual action mode action bar. Whenever user select an item from the menu, this method will invoke. Okay, and finally this method is invoked whenever user select an item from the list view or user deselect an item from the list view. So whenever each time user select an item on the list view, this method will invoke. Okay, so first we have to inflate that particular menu XML file. So go to this method called on create action mode. Here you need to inflate that particular Android contextual action bar. Okay, so for that first you need an object of menu inflator. So menu inflator, I name it as inflator, and initialize this object using the action mode object. Here you got an action mode object as an argument, so use that argument arg0 dot get menu inflator. Okay, now using this object you can inflate that particular menu XML file. So inflator dot inflate, first you have to provide the resource XML resource file for that particular menu. So it is available on the menu folder, menu dot. So our XML file name is my context menu, choose that one. Also you need to pass the object of action mode here. So the action mode object of menu here, it is arg1. Okay, now you successfully inflate that particular menu XML file, and after inflating this you have to return true here. Okay, so before going to do anything furthermore, we have to check the project. So I'm going to run the application. So run this application, open emulator. Okay, so the project is now available on emulator. So I make a long click on the first item. Yeah, here it is. The action mode action bar will now appear. So whenever we click the tick button, this will disappear. I make a long click again, it will appear again, and here is the item that we recently added. Here is the delete icon. Okay, so now we have to select multiple items from this list view, and user can able to delete more than one item at a time using the action bar. Okay, so that is the next part we have to do on this project. So each time user select an item, this method will invoke. So we have to save the selected item title, so that by using that title we have to remove that particular item from the adapter. For that we need another array list here. So I add another array list here, array list of string type. I name it as list items equal to new array list. Yeah, this one, new array list. Okay, so I just create another array list here. So whenever user select an item from the list view, this method will invoke each time. So here you got some arguments like action mode object, and here you got an argument called position. So by using this object, using this integer value, you can get that particular item title from the list view. So our new array list items dot add. Here I am going to add that particular item title into this list view from the list. So list dot get, and the index is position. Here we got the argument position. So here whenever user select an item from the list view, that particular item title is saved into this new array list called list items. Okay, so now we have to know about how many items the user select from the list view. For that, here I am going to declare another integer variable int count, I initialize it with value 0. So whenever user select an item from the list view, the count will increase. Count equal to count plus 1. Okay, so when user select an item from the list view, the count value will incremented. Also, I changed the title of the action mod into how many items selected by the user. So mod dot set title. Okay, so the number of items is now available on variable count items selected. Okay, that means whenever user if user select 2 items, the action bar title is 2 items selected. Okay, so user can select more than 1 items now he has now user can delete more than 1 item from the list view. So go to the on action item clicked on this method, you have to remove that particular items from the adapter. So start a switch case statement here. First you have to get the ID of the menu item. You can get it from arg0 arg1 sorry arg1. So arg1 dot get item ID. If that particular ID is equal to r dot id dot delete ID, that means user now select the delete option. So now we have to remove that particular items from the adapter. So for that, if the user select more than 1 items, we have to remove all the items from the adapter. Here user may select more than 1 item, so we need a for loop. So I start a for each loop. For start a string I name it as msg, msg, and here we got the items from the array list item. So list items. Now we have to remove each item from the adapter. So adapter dot remove each item is available on message msg. Okay, so now every item, the selected items are removed from the adapter. After removing it, we have to display a message. Toast dot make a text, get the base context. The number of removed items is available on variable count items removed. Okay, and provide duration for this toast dot make it short and now make it visible. Okay, so after this we have to close the action mode. So I reset the variable count into 0, and now we have to finish the action mode. So arg0 dot finish. Okay, and after this you have to return true. Okay, so the break statement is not needed here, and in default case you have to return false. So this return statement is no longer needed, so I remove that one. Okay, so now you successfully code all the codings for selecting multiple items from the list view using contextual action bar. Okay, so now this is the time to check the project. So now I am going to run this project. So run it. Okay, now the project is available on emulator. So now I made a long click on first item. So now one item selected and the action bar will now appear, and I choose the delete button, so one item removed. Item 1 is now disappear from the list view. Now I am going to select more than one item. Now I make a long click, the action bar will now appear, and I select another item. So now here it is two items selected. So it is better if you display some background image, or you can change the background color of the selected items in this list view. That is more attractive, and you can identify which are the items selected by the user. So I'm not code it here. I will show it in another episode. So now here I select two items 2 and 3, and I click delete button. The items are removed. Now I select first item. Now I select second item. Two items selected and click delete. All the items are removed now. I hope you enjoy this video. Please try this yourself. Please subscribe my channel now for getting more video updates about Android. Thank you for watching. See you in the next part.